Hey everybody. Well, I know I'm supposed to be reviewing Max Magician, but let's just say a lot of things has been big, a lot of. I haven't come around to watch the movie again for me to review it, and also I just have another little thing I wanted to talk about. Now, one thing I also noticed, somebody had done a video where now they're getting sick and tired of evil Superman. Uh, I mean, but here's one thing you should know: there are some different versions of Superman. Heck, I did. One thing I had to say that Superman represents hope, and he goes through a never-ending battle for truth and justice, and the American way. Which that's one thing I also heard. Back then when they did the radio series of Superman and the cartoon, they always say that he fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Until in the 50s, when the George Reeve TV series were being made, they added the American way. It was because, well, back in the 50s, there was a Cold War, and there were those Russian sympathizers who were trying to be communists, and of course the McCarthy era. So that's why they always add that Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way. And of course, if you ever saw an animated episode or a comic book of Superman versus the Elite, it kind of shows exactly what the American way is and what's truth and justice. Because the elites are actually a group of metahumans who are like judge, jury, and executioner. And that's not how the justice system goes. And of course, if any of you remember, I did a history of Superman on my YouTube channel. If any of you ever haven't seen it, I'll send a link to it after this review. But of course, there were some other different Supermans they made in Elseworld stories. Like, for instance, there was Red Sun Superman. Now, Red Sun Superman, for those of you who don't know what it's a what-if Elseworld story where it's about what if Kal-El didn't land in America, but landed in Soviet Russia. So now he fights a never-ending battle for tyranny, socialism, and communism. Communist way. And they also did an animated movie based on that. And of course, there was another Superman character that not many people know. There was another Elseworld Superman character called the Overman. Now, for those of you who don't know who Overman is, this is another Elseworld story where this time Kal-El landed in Germany. And in this universe, Adolf Hitler won World War II, and he has a group of Nazi versions of the Justice League. And Superman is a fascist version of Superman. He fights a never-ending battle for fascism and prejudice. Imagine that. And I've been seeing a lot of pictures of everybody. I always kept noticing that the fans always kept doing these pictures where what if Superman was gay and his lover was Batman. Well, if you guys want to hear a story about a gay Superman, check up The Authorities. The Authorities are a group of Justice League who are kind of dark and brooding and more violent than the normal Justice League. And what's that got to do with the Authorities is because they had their version of Superman called Apollo. Apollo is like the authority version of Superman, except he's openly gay. And of course, his lover is, of course, Midnighter. Apollo and Midnighter become gay lovers, and they're like the gay version of Superman and Batman. And of course, they also did an issue where they both got married. And of course, Marvel created their own version of Superman. There is the Hyperion. But there's two of them. There is the good Hyperion, and then the bad Hyperion. And of course, there's also Sentry, and also the Gladiator. Of course, it's kind of funny the way first time you see the Gladiator. It kind of makes you think that he's a blue skin alien with a mohawk. Punk rock and roll, man. But of course, he's not like that. And also, with those Marvel versions, it kind of makes you wonder, what did Stan Lee thought of? Well, I remember this, where Stan Lee created his own version of the DC superheroes and made the Stan Lee version of Superman. And that's what Stan Lee did. That's right, true believer. I, the legendary Stan Lee, created my version of Superman. He's an alien from another planet, and of course he was a cop in the other planet, and he landed on Earth, met Lois Lane, their version of Lois Lane, who made him become a nationality and a spokesperson. While at the same time, spend justice in that one outlaw from the same planet that he's from. Excelsior! And of course, I hear a lot of people kept saying that they're sick and tired of evil versions of Superman. Like, Invincible, you have Omni-Man, and of course, The Boys, you have Homelander. And of course, one thing that DC created that not many people know, besides the evil Hyperion, is of course Ultraman. Ultraman he's the evil version of Superman, and in his version, he's from an alternate universe where being good is bad and being bad is good. So all the superheroes in that universe are villains, and the villains from the universe we know are heroes. And of course, this is my thoughts and me talking about all these alternate versions of Superman. And if any of you find it very interesting, look them up in the comic books, or find the animated adaptation if they ever made one. Especially Red Sun Superman, they made an anime movie out of that one. And Superman might be very interesting, and you guys know me, I'm not really a big Superman fan. Batman has always been my go-to number one guy. But when it comes to Supergirl, I have a soft spot. I've been watching the TV series of Supergirl from the Arrowverse. And, well, like I said, I have a soft spot for Supergirl. Just don't get me started on Power Girl. And of course, believe it or not, I am creating my own version, except if you remembered my last video, it's an audio of Doctor Who. Well, I'm working on a crossover that I think it should be happening, and it is Doctor Who meets Superman, or should I call it When the Time Lord Meets the Kryptonian. Not the Kryptonian. Time Lord meets the Man of Steel. Not many people never thought of Doctor Who meets Superman, so I think this is the time where the Doctor should meet Superman. And this is my crossover theory finally coming true. And of course, Supergirl is in it, and they'll be battling against Brainiac. That's from my crossover theory. I couldn't do the one about the Master and General Zod teaming up, I thought it was a lot better story if Brainiac takes over the Daleks and the Cybermen, and now it's up to the Doctor and Superman and Supergirl to battle against Brainiac. And that is what I'm working on. Now, it's going to be episode 7 because that was episode 4 I uploaded. Episode 5 is coming up, and there's going to be episode 6 that my friend Cooper is going to be working on, and I'm going to be doing the voice of my doctor. And then when that's done, I'll be working on my crossover and gathering some people who wanted to do some voices. I have a perfect girl who does a great voice of Supergirl, and I also have one of my friends who's going to do the Daleks, and also my best friend Cooper is going to do the voice of Brainiac. Well, this is my review for the day. Well, not my review, but my thoughts. So if any of you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And for all of you people, see you later.
He talks about Superman. How come he never done a crossover with Batman? I guess he doesn't have enough room for me. Sooner or later, I'll make sure he makes one where I do meet the Doctor. Later.